if you want your life to look different, then you need to do things differently. I know, groundbreaking advice. Yeah, I'm sure you probably heard that before. I think a lot of us know, if I want to lose weight, I need to go to the gym, I need to work out. If I hate my career, I need to quit my job and change paths, go back to school. If I hate where I live, I need to move somewhere else. I think we all know deep down that the only way we're going to have different results in our life is if we make a change. But the thing is all of those things that I just mentioned, all of those examples are really big, drastic changes. And a lot of times when the change feels really daunting, even if we know it deep down, if I want my life to look different, I need to do these things, go over these hurdles, accomplish all these big challenges, we sometimes will hold ourselves back from actually doing it because the change feels scary. It feels terrifying. It's not easy to just say, I'm gonna, uproot my life and move to another country, There's a lot of steps that are involved and a lot of emotional hurdles that you might have to go through in order to make that happen. And if that's not the case, then I'm happy for you. But for most of us, it can feel really daunting, and then we'll end up just choosing the same thing over and over again because it's comfortable and it's familiar. But the way that you need to approach this is not by making these huge, drastic, grand overnight shifts, but rather starting small and just changing your perspective, changing the little tiny habits that you have every single day. Most of our lives, we're pretty much on autopilot. Like, we wake up, same time every day, same morning routine, probably chaotic, rushing with your coffee, get in the car, go to work, do the same things every day at work, then come home, make dinner, put on your usual show, go to bed, do it all over again, and then live on the weekends for a moment, and the cycle just repeats. And it's really easy to just stay in this unconscious state, going with the flow, going through the motions, that we don't choose differently because we're in this habit, in this flow, in this routine. But that is the moment, that is the very place you need to start making changes, is breaking your routines, breaking your habits, and training your mind to start seeing different possible outcomes, different ways of being, different ways of living. Maybe it's waking up an hour earlier than your usual morning routine, or maybe it's choosing a different road on your commute to work. It's making these tiny, tiny, tiny little changes in your life that will over time add up and allow your life to actually look different. That's what I mean by, if you want your life to look different, you need to choose differently. It starts small. I have a really great example, and it is such a very minor, minuscule life story, but I hope that this will resonate and you'll get what I'm saying here. So last Thanksgiving, it was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, when everybody goes to the grocery store. I'm sure you probably know, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, everyone goes to the store, everyone's rushing to get their stuff. I had that in my head. I can't believe I saved my grocery shopping for the last possible minute. I just needed a pie. I was going to get a pie from the store, pre-made. And I knew that it's going to be chaos. Everyone's going to be there. It's going to be a hassle. And I had that in my head, and then I told myself, well, what if it's different? What if I somehow choose differently or go into this with a different perspective? Maybe it won't be so difficult. Maybe it won't be as bad as I think it is. And I said that to myself before I set out for the store. Choosing differently from the get-go. I'm going to choose that this is a different experience for myself. So I drive to the grocery store and I see the main parking lot is full. It's crowded. People are with their carts loaded up. Cars are barely getting through because all the people are there with their carts. But then I notice on the side of the grocery store is another parking lot that's for the bank that's next to the grocery store. It's the grocery store's here, the bank is here, the main parking lot's here, the bank parking lot's here. But they have a corner sidewalk situation there. And I'm Nobody's parked at the bank. What if I just park at the bank? My brain normally tells myself, if you're going to the grocery store, you park at the grocery store. So normally my habit would have been to go and, try to navigate through all of those shopping carts, find a spot probably all the way in the back, fight for a cart, make my way through the crowd. But I'm like, no, I said I'm going to make this different. This is going to be a different experience. I'm going to park at the bank. There's an open parking spot, like the very first one. If this is like, again, the sidewalk corner bank here, grocery store here, it's like a parking spot's like right there, right on the corner. I pull in, no problem, no issues. There's a shopping cart abandoned on the side of the parking lot. So I'm able to take my little cart, go straight in. And as I noticed, there's a side entrance to the grocery store. Normally, again, the main entrance is there, but there's a side entrance that I never noticed. So I go into the side entrance, and it's open to the public. It's not like I went in like some employee entrance. It's like an open one. But as I go in, and it puts me out right in front of the bakery, which is where the pies are. And I see, because again, we're in the grocery store, I'm coming from the side, the pies are over here. All of the people who are coming in from the main entrance are rushing in this direction of the pies, and there's nobody on this side. So I could just, instead of like navigating through all of the people, I'm able to just walk in, grab my pie, and also the bakery had its own self-checkout. So I'm able to just go in, get the pie, get a few other little things from the side, check out in the self-checkout on the side, not in the main part of the store, exit out the side, go into the bank parking lot, put my stuff in there, like put my cart back where I found it, just drive home. 20-minute experience, which would have been, and I anticipated it to be, an hour. The reason why I shared that little story is it's such a small, tiny, perfect little example of making a choice to choose differently, to look at things a little differently. And I ended up having an entirely different experience than the one that I was anticipating. If you want to change your life, you have to change your habits, change what you're doing, do things differently. If you want a different experience, choose differently. And anyway, I say all of this because I know that a lot of people in life are like really, we're all kind of really going through it, aren't we? I feel like everybody's going through it these days, but a lot of us are unhappy, and a lot of us don't make a change because we feel like it has to be something really huge and drastic, but it really doesn't. I wanted to share this with you in the hopes that maybe this can open your mind to see things a little bit differently, or to look at life through a different lens and make a small, tiny little change in your day-to-day, even if it's just choosing, I'm going to experience this differently. I'm going to choose a different route. I'm going to park in a different parking lot than I usually park in. I'm going to start my day an hour earlier, an hour later, or choose tea instead of coffee. It's just allowing yourself to know that change is also, one, safe, and two, that small little change could actually just domino effect into a whole other world of different changes that just happen and flow naturally and organically, like that parking lot story. Again, I know it's such a small example, but a good one. I just chose one thing differently, and a whole different chain of events happened after that made the experience go from one that I thought would be horrible to one that was easy. Sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes choosing the tea over the coffee could set your entire day up for something different than you were originally going to experience. Change doesn't have to be so drastic. It can be small, and it can add up over time, and slowly you can change your life just by choosing differently, little by little. Anyway, that's all I got. I hope that this resonates for whoever it needs to be heard by. And yeah, let me know what changes you want to make in your life and what you're going to choose differently. I'm curious to know. All right, bye.